Hi everyone, welcome back to another reading vlog and welcome to the reading vlog for Empire of Storms. I am going to start this tonight probably, and so that means I need to start my vlog for it, and if I don't start my vlog for it I probably never will get to it. So yes, that's what I'm doing, starting the vlog. Okay, it's been a long day, I'm absolutely knackered, so I have no idea what I'm doing anymore, but yes. Empire of Storms. So if you haven't seen any of my Throne of Glass vlogs before, I suggest you go back and check those out so you can see kind of my thought process leading up to now for the series. This is obviously the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series. If you are here and you have not read this series and you intend to read this series, I suggest just clicking away now. I am going to be going into full spoilers in this vlog, as I have with all of the other books. So this is a reading vlog to discuss my thoughts on what's going on in the series, to sort of document how I feel about it. Sarah J Maas is one of my favourite authors. I've loved the ACOTAR series and I've loved the Crescent City series as well, and so I wanted to vlog reading the Throne of Glass series to document it for me more than anything, and I'm sharing it with you guys so you can see how I get on with it. So yeah, I started the first book back in April 2021 and we're now in February 2023. So I have been reading this series for almost 2 years. Like, that is just insane. So I really need to get a wriggle on and try and finish it. So I've got 3 books left to read. Hopefully we will do it before the second half of 2023, who knows. So I'm not really expecting anything going into Empire of Storms. If I'm being quite honest, I don't remember much of what happened at the end of Queen of Shadows, just because it has been quite a few months since I read that now. So I'm going to read the blurb of this, probably go and see if I can find some sort of a catch up for Queen of Shadows, just so that I can refresh myself on what happened. And then I'm going to dive into Empire of Storms. I have a feeling I'm going to really love this book. I really enjoyed Queen of Shadows. It quite surprised me because I wasn't a big fan of Heir of Fire, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in this one. And I've heard that there is a cliffhanger at the end of this book that makes everybody hate reading Tower of Dawn in the middle between this and Kingdom of Ash. So yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how I'm gonna find this. I'm literally on page 2 and it is what I'm guessing is a flashback scene to Elena and Gavin, Galathinius, who must be Aylin's ancestors, and I just need to come in here and say, every time I see Gavin's name in this book I think of Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin, and so he's all I picture when I read this. So yeah, I will leave you with that. Hello everyone, so I thought I'd give you a little reading update for Emperor of Storms, obviously because this is the Emperor of Storms vlog. I'm on page 74, or the start of chapter 6, and we're kind of establishing what I guess is going to be the first act within this book. So Aylin and her court have kind of just arrived in Terrasun, hoping that they will be welcomed with open arms, and the complete opposite has happened. She's basically been told that she has no right to the throne. She's still a princess, she's not a queen in their eyes, and if she wants to be queen she kind of has to earn the right to it and like their respect. And I kind of like that she didn't just get to show up in Terrasun and just be queen and it was all fine and dandy. Like, she's still got more to prove for herself and her kingdom, so I do quite like that. But at the same time it was so frustrating the way that she was being spoken to, the way the court was being spoken to, because like she's an assassin and Lysandra in her party is a like courtesan, and then there's Rowan, who they all seem to think is some sort of a spy, and Adian as well, who for some reason they have no respect for. So they're all kind of just like gobsmacked, I guess, at the way that they've been treated. And they've just had news that there's going to be a wyvern attack back in wherever Dorian is. I still can't remember the name of the bloody kingdom. Is it in Rifthold? Rifthold, I think. So Rowan is on his way there because he can get there fastest in his bird form. I still can't take that seriously. And I'm guessing Aelin and Adian are gonna go back and meet him there, because I have no idea. And then also what else has happened? There's that young girl, Elide, who is on her way to Terrasen to see Aelin. So I'm guessing they might end up crossing paths as Aelin comes back to Rifthold and she sort of goes towards Terrasen. So that's going to be quite interesting. I hope that they meet soon, and then the mystery of who is Selena Sardothien for Elide is cleared up very, very quickly. But the start of chapter 6 seems to be from Dorian's perspective, so I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen with Dorian. Yeah, other than that though, there's not really much to update you on. I don't really particularly have any thoughts just yet. I feel like I'm still sort of getting back into the story and what's happening and getting back in with this world and these characters, so I don't have any real connection to any of them either. But it was quite sad when Aelin and Rowan had to split up once again. But I like how Rowan basically promised her that when they were reunited, no matter who was around or what was going on, they were gonna fuck finally. Like, dude, please just keep it in your pants just for 5 minutes. Come on. I did watch a recap of Queen of Shadows just to sort of remind me what happened in that book, and I can't remember who made the video, but I saved the link, so I will leave a link to that in the description of this vlog. So if you want to go and check out this channel that I can't remember, you are more than welcome to. Yeah, I basically remembered everything that happened that she talked about in the video, so that's good. I hadn't completely missed some key parts of that book. But yeah, I'm excited to read Dorian's chapter now because we haven't really seen much of him in the last book. He pretty much spent most of it in prison and possessed, so I'm interested to sort of see Dorian's perspective again. I still think he's a wet lettuce, but less so following the events at the end of Queen of Shadows. So yeah, I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen in his chapter, how he's going to react to this attack from Manon and the Wyvern people, the witches. I can't remember the word. I'm gonna put it down for a little bit though because I need to get dressed. But I will update you again when I have read a bit more of the book. So I'm on page 163, which is chapter 17, and Manon was going to execute her second Atherin, but I'm not really sure why. I completely missed that, but it might have been in the chapter I read last night before I went to bed, and I had to stop reading because I was so tired. Like, I did not know what was going on. But Manon's just killed her grandma instead. I was not expecting that. I don't think I have much of an update on anything else that has happened since. I still don't really understand where Aelin and Adian are going, but she saw the apparition of Brannon, which was interesting. And I thought it was pretty cool that she could turn someone to ash by burning them from the inside out. That was pretty cool. But I'm gonna keep reading now. Okay, literally just the next page, her grandma wasn't dead, they were fighting. And now Manon is injured and has escaped to the Oakwood Forest on Abraxos. So yeah, and it was revealed her dad was in like the enemy clan of the witches. I feel like I've really missed something with the witches, and I think it's because they're mainly introduced in Heir of Fire, and I was not paying attention in Heir of Fire, if I'm being honest, especially to the stuff with Manon, because although I like her as a character now, I just didn't care in Heir of Fire. So, also, if you can hear snoring, it's that one. That's where she likes to sleep. On the radio. So yeah, that's what's going on with Manon. I don't know, I'm still feeling really disconnected from the story. Like, I don't know if it's because I've left a gap or what, but I just don't particularly care about these characters and what happens to these characters as much as other Sarah J Maas books I've read. So I don't know, I'm not loving it yet, but I am intrigued, but I'm just not like loving it. Sorry about the wobbly camera. I'm on my bed once again. I feel like you guys see me in bed the most at this point. It's been a while since I've done a reading update for this vlog. I just went to check to see when I last updated you because I could not remember, and it was, in fact I didn't even watch the clip, I just waited to see what page it was. It was page 163. I know it was a scene with Manon, but I'm now on page 305. So I've basically read 150 pages since I last spoke to you guys. I feel like a lot has happened, but also nothing has happened. And I'm struggling a bit with this, and I think it's just because it is so long and it's quite slow and drawn out that I feel like I'm not making much progress because not a lot is happening and there's not a lot for me to like talk to you guys about either. So all of our characters are finally reunited. They are on, what is the name of the island? Is it Skull Bay? So they're at the Dead Islands in Skulls Bay, which is where the Pirate King Rolf is. And I very vaguely remember him from the Assassin and the Pirate Lord short story. And I remember telling you guys that I didn't like that short story very much because I just felt like it was a bit irrelevant. And now I see like why we got to see that part of Aylin's life. But at the same time, like, I didn't like that story, so I just was a bit like, I do not care about this character. But they are trying to get him to join their cause so that they can defeat the Valg guy whose name I've forgotten once again. But other than that, like, not much has happened. Adian met his dad, Gavriel. I'd completely forgotten about that. And I like the way that he reacted to meeting him. Like, good for you, Adian. Like, it must have been awful for him to be confronted with that, I guess. But also at the same time, if you look at it from Gavriel's perspective, like I feel like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't his fault that he had to like leave Adian's mom. I don't know. I feel like I'm trying really hard to care about these characters and the plot, and none of them I feel like are particularly likeable. Whereas in other Sarah J Maas books that I've read, I've really connected with the main characters really quickly. Like I love Feyre, I love Bryce, and I love like Rhys and the Inner Circle in that. But most of the characters in the Crescent City series as well. But I feel like in this series, I'm just not connecting with anybody. I don't find anyone particularly likable, or like, I know obviously Rowan is the love interest, and I just don't like see him as attractive in the same way that like Hunt is made to be attractive and Rhys is made to be attractive. So I don't know if it's because it's such a long series and there's so many things going on, and it's definitely more about the plot than it is the relationships between the characters. Whereas I feel like with Crescent City and with ACOTAR, you've got that big plot going on, but it's also very much about the characters and what they're dealing with personally, and like their character development and their relationships with each other. Whereas in this, I feel like it's very much more about the overarching plot, the military political plotline that we've got going on, and less so about the characters. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just don't think I'm enjoying it as much because what I love is a story about people more than anything. I don't know, I feel like I'm struggling with it a little bit, and that's why I'm just not loving it as much as I want to. Like, I'm still invested, the intrigue is very high, like I want to know what's going on. It's just I just don't really care that much about the characters, unfortunately. And I keep drifting as well when I'm reading it. Like, I have got a lot going on at the moment. I'm really busy at work. I'm doing my project for my apprenticeship. And my mental health's not been very good lately either, so that's probably contributing to like my ability to concentrate while I'm reading. But I am like sort of reading it but not taking in anything, and then I get to the end of a chapter and I have no idea what's just happened or like where all our players are. So yeah, I don't know, I am struggling a bit with it. Like, I'm not going to DNF it at all, it's just it's taken me a lot longer to read than I thought it would. Like, it's still a quick read, and when I am reading it I feel like I'm reading it quite quickly, and that's probably down to Maas's writing, but I'm just not that invested in it as a story, and I'm a bit sad about it, to be honest. So I don't know, I just kind of want to finish it now. And I always get like this with long books as well. Like, there's a reason that 300 is like the standard page length for books, and it's because people like me, we just get fed up of reading the same book for so long. Like, this is nearly 700 pages long. It's excessive. It's excessive. I don't know, I feel like because I'm not making any progress, because, you know, I can't update anything on Goodreads to say I've completed a book or anything like that, which is so dumb. It's so dumb, but it's just the way that my brain works. I have started Shipwrecked by Olivia Dade last night. I read about 50 pages of it, and I'm not going to talk about that too much in this vlog because obviously this is the spoiler vlog for Empire of Storms. But I'm buddy reading that with Tori, and she said like we'd read it between like the 10th and the 20th, so I did start it last night. So I'm going to sort of make that my bedtime book and try and read this outside of bedtime so that I'm not like tired when I read it, but I'm usually just tired all the time. It's Saturday today and I was at work today, so I got home maybe about half an hour ago, but I want to do some reading tonight. Like, it's weird because I go through phases of like my hobbies, where I like go through phases of what I want to do the most, and it's usually flip-flopping between playing video games and reading, and unfortunately I can't do them at the same time. Like, some people can listen to audiobooks while they play like The Sims, for example, and I just can't do that because I just do not pay attention to what's going on in the book. So it's like I either want to play a game or want to read, but at the moment I'm not really into reading. So I want to read, it's just I'm so tired that I just can't focus on anything, which sucks. It sucks so much. But I did get some book mail today, which prompted me to actually do a reading update for you guys. So I believe this is going to be my Patreon Valentine's exchange from Spoops' Patreon. So Spoops does a lot of like Secret Santa gift exchanges, and this was for Valentine's Day. So I had Marloes as my Valentine and I sent Marloes a gift. So I'm going to see who got me and what they've sent me. Oh, there's 2 in here. Oh my god, I know what they are. There's no note. Oh, wait. No, there's no notes. There's no note. I have no idea who this was. But it is the first 2 books in, what is the name of the series? It's the 2 Shadowhunters books about Malik. The Red Scrolls, no wait, that's the name of the book, you idiot. The Eldest Curses, that's it. So these are the first 2 books in the Eldest Curses series, and they are the 2 books that are out so far. There is still one more to come. And this, I think, is the next series we're going to read for By the Angel Along. So once we finish The Dark Artifices, we're going to read the next short story collection, which goes to the Shadow Market, I think. And then I think we're going to read this, and then we're going to read the Last Hours series, because the last book's just come out. So I think that's how it's running this year. But yes, so this is the 2 books in the Eldest Curses. Yes, the Eldest Curses series. So I can't thank anyone because I don't know who got it for me. I feel like I could have had Becca, because it would be like obvious for her to get me these, but I'm going to post in Discord and find out who gifted me these. But this is awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to this series because I love Alec and I love Magnus, oh my god, names. But yeah, oh my gosh, thank you to the mystery person who sent me these. So I'm gonna chill for a bit before I have to cook dinner tonight, and then I'm hopefully gonna get some reading done, and then tomorrow is my day off. So I do need to try and get a video edited because I've been a little bit behind with booktube lately. Like, I've just not really been in the headspace to do that. So I'm hoping to get a video edited tomorrow. I would like to try and film my January wrap-up as well, because the books are just sitting on my shelf and I need to put them away, and I can't do that until I've done my wrap-up. But I think that's the only video that I need to film relatively soon, because I would like to get it up in February, because if it's late then it's a bit like, what's the point? So yes, but yeah, I've a few pre-filmed things. I'm obviously doing this vlog at the moment as well, so content wise, like, I'm okay. It's just I have no motivation to edit or film my wrap up, or just basically look at my own face for an extended period of time. Like, I just, yeah, it's all a bit much at the moment. I'm hoping that, like, I can ride the wave of depression I'm feeling at the moment, and just come through, because I'm not having a good time right now, but it's okay. Like, I'm okay, guys. It's just, yeah, it's just a lot. I think I'm just stressed more than anything. So yeah, that's life. That's life. We move. Yeah, this has been a pretty long update, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm gonna try and read some of my book, and I will hopefully update you sooner than the last one, and hopefully something interesting happens in the book that I can tell you about. I'm speechless. I've just read the scene in the bay where Lysandra turns into a sea dragon, and Aelin, some shit goes down with her magic. That was a great scene. It was so exciting. It was so fun. I was so tense for Lysandra. I was like, I genuinely felt like she was gonna die. I genuinely felt like that was gonna happen. But she didn't. So that's good. And Adian has kind of not really confessed his love for her, but he said that, like, I'm gonna marry you one day. Whether it's 20 years from now, I'm gonna be the one to marry you. So I can kind of see who's being paired up with who in this. Obviously, you've got Aelin and Rowan, Adian and Lysandra, Dorian and Manon. I don't know about Chaol though. Obviously, Chaol's not in this book. Tower of Dawn is his book, so I don't know. Maybe he'll meet someone there. Because I feel bad for Chaol that, like, he was kind of with Aelin, or Selena, I guess she was at the time, and he's kind of just been hung out to dry. Like, I feel bad for him. I liked Chaol as a character originally. He did start to piss me off a bit, but I did like him. So yeah, I feel bad for Chaol, man. That was a really exciting scene. I'm looking forward to continuing and seeing what's going to happen next, but I feel like now we've had a big action moment, it's going to get really slow again, and I'm just going to be bored again. Hello friends, it has been a hot minute since I've done any vlogging for this vlog. It's also been a hot minute since I've read any of Empire of Storms. I did read a fair bit the last time I did an update, after the update, and then I just never updated you, and then I pretty much put the book down for a full week, and I read a little bit today. So this weekend I went to go see my friend Abby. It was her birthday this week, so I read a little bit on my coach journey home, but other than that, I read 100 pages last Sunday. It's currently the 19th of February, so I read 100 pages last Sunday, and then I haven't picked it up for a week. So yeah, but a fair bit did happen after I updated you. I just can't remember what happened because it's been a week since I've read it, and I've put it down since then. The main thing that happened was that Aelin and Rowan finally got it on. I enjoyed that scene. I felt like it was a little bit OTT in true Sarah J Maas fashion. Where have I tabbed it? Here we go.
I always tab the smut, you know me. They confess their love for each other, which is very, very cute. And then Sojo Maas described Rowan's dick as velvet wrapped steel, which I thought was interesting. And then they had sex on a beach, very much like something that happens in Lady Midnight, which I thought was quite funny. Then there was like another 50 pages that I read that I don't really remember much of what happened. So there you go. Part of the reason that I've put it down for a week is because it's quite dense, and if I'm reading it in little snippets while I'm on the bus to work, I'm not concentrating on it enough, and I'm just not knowing what's happening. And also part of the reason is that I just have not been very interested in picking it up, which sucks because I just don't care about what's happening in the plot, and I feel like there's not a lot happening. It is character driven, but like I don't care enough about these characters, which sucks. And while I'm reading it, I am enjoying it, but at the same time I'm like, I just don't feel compelled to pick it up. I think it's because I haven't finished a book since like the 3rd of February, and it's the 19th, and I'm just like, I just want to finish a book at this point, and it's not happening. And I'm like, yeah. I am still reading Shipwrecked. I am still reading The Book Eaters as well. I have made pretty good progress on The Book Eaters. I've nearly finished it. I've just got one act left, which is about 50 pages, so hopefully I'll finish that tomorrow on my way to and from work. Shipwrecked has been my bedtime book, so because I've been so tired coming home from work, the only time that I've really had to read when I've been at home is just before I go to sleep, and I read for maybe half an hour, and in that half an hour I'm so tired I don't want to concentrate on epic fantasy. An easy contemporary romance is much more easy to read. But also this week we've been watching Clarkson's Farm, the new series, so I feel like a lot of my time's actually been spent watching that, because we've been watching like 2 episodes a day and then we go to bed. So yeah, I've not really spent that much time reading in general this week, which is probably why I haven't finished anything. But I hate the feeling of when you've not finished a book for ages, because you feel like you're not making any progress on anything. And I'm trying to come out of that feeling. I've been trying to stop feeling like that for ages. But yeah, this is why I like to pick up short, easy books, because I feel like I'm making progress on stuff because I'm reading quickly. That's not going to happen if I want to read long fantasies. So I'm hoping to read a little bit more this evening. The most recent thing that's happened that's kind of any significance is Manon is now with our main cast of characters. And oh, actually I've just thought of something else which I'll tell you about in a minute. And she and Dorian had a moment in a room together, and then Adian went in the room afterwards and he was commenting on how he could smell both of their arousals. So obviously the 2 of them are going to end up as a couple. But the other thing that I've just remembered was that Elide and Lorcan, is that who I'm thinking of? Yeah. So they are kind of together in a separate part of the world, and Elide is looking for Aelin/Selena. She thinks she's looking for 2 different people, or she thought she was looking for 2 different people. He has finally told her that Aelin and Selena are the same person, and he was like, your queen that you love so much is actually an assassin and she's no better than me. And Elida's just like, I do not care. I do not care. So good for her, I guess. And Lorcan has just realised that the word key he had is not a real one. So Aelin was kind of relying on him not realising that until he'd already found the other 2 for her, and that she would bring the other 2 to him, so then she would have all 3 and that would be it. And that's obviously, he's not going to go looking for them now, surely. Like, he's going to go straight to Aelin and try and get the one that she's got back off her. And then Elide's got this one, it's the, I think it's like the stone essence or whatever it was that was in that woman whose name I can't remember, who was possessed in Queen of Shadows, and then she died. She like sacrificed herself to save Elide. So she's got that. She needs to take it to Aelin. Lorcan has clocked on to this. He doesn't know what she's got, but he knows she's got something significant. So I'm interested to see how that's going to play out, but I definitely feel like there is chemistry between Elide and Lorcan, and I wish that they would just sort of confess it to each other, but it's also like very much hate to love there, which I'm loving. Yeah, but that's just the thing, like while I'm reading it I'm invested, and then when I put it down I have no compulsion to pick it up again, which sucks. So I'm gonna go and read a little bit more this evening before I go to bed. It is a Sunday night, I have to go start yet another week at work. I usually book off like a weekend or two a month, or like a couple of days off, and I haven't had any leave since the end of January, and it's really starting to grain on me, and it's because I've got my apprenticeship project to do. I've been working every Saturday. I have 2 more Saturdays left of my project, and then a Saturday that would have been like my normal Saturday at work, so I've got 3 more weeks where I have to work a Saturday before I have some time off. But I've booked off a Saturday at the end of March, which was originally going to be Rose's London Patreon meetup. Well, it's still going ahead, but unfortunately I'm just not going to go anymore. It's too close to my apprenticeship like assessment date, and I am going away for a night the weekend before as well, which is taking away study time. I'm going to set it off in Sheffield, which I'm very excited about, and I've got VIP, which I'm very, very excited about. But that's besides the point. Like, I'm just so exhausted and so fed up with work and everything at the moment because I'm just working non-stop. It's half term next week as well, which is always the busiest time for libraries. It's nice for teachers because they kind of get a bit of a break. I know that teachers still have a lot of stuff that they have to do outside the classroom, but at least when you're a teacher, generally in like half term holiday time, you don't have to be at work, you get that break. But from the kids anyway, but us librarians, we get the kids instead. I am doing like 6 activities next week for children, and I love doing them. It's literally just, it's probably gonna kill me. Last half term was in October, and I got COVID a couple of weeks after it. I got a really bad cold towards the end of the week, and then that lasted right up until the start of November, which is when I got COVID again. So I'm really hoping that I can like fight off any illness, because I cannot be ill at the moment. Like, I've been a bit under the weather the last couple of weeks, but I cannot be ill at the moment. I've got too much work to do. I've got too much to do for my course, for my project. I cannot have a day of work if I have my project activity, because I'm the only one that can do it. I mean, they could get someone to cover the activity for me, but the point is, like, I know what I'm doing, and I know what I need to get for my like report and stuff as well. Like, if somebody else does it, that defeats the purpose. So we'd probably have to cancel it for that day, which, like, I mean, you just have to do that if that's the case. But I would feel so bad for the kids, like, if I had to do something like that. So I'm just trying not to be ill. I'm trying to get through. I'm gonna just try and get through next week. I probably won't do another update in the middle of the week unless I have a lot to say about this. I'm on page 436, so I have got like 200 pages to go, a little bit more than that. So I probably won't finish it next week unless I do happen to like pick it up and do a lot of reading for it, which I hope I do. But you probably won't get another update from me until after the week's finished, because I'm gonna be dead. And on that note, I'm gonna go read my book. Hi friends! So first off, I'm really sorry if this vlog has been kind of boring to watch. I feel like my enthusiasm for vlogging just went down as my enthusiasm for the book has gone down. And I know I've done like no b-roll for this as well. I just couldn't be bothered. So I've just finished the book, and I can't remember what I said in my last update to you because it was over a week ago now, but it is the last day of February, so I've managed to actually squeeze this in. It's taken me almost the entire month to read this, which I think is pretty impressive considering the last time I was so fed up with the Throne of Glass book was Air of Fire, which I did softy enough for a bit. I'm rating it 3.5 stars, which is half a star more than I would have given it if I didn't do core pile. So I don't remember what happened in the book when I last gave you an update, but I have finished it. So if you're watching this, I'm guessing you know the plot, because otherwise you will have been very spoiled for the first half of the book anyway. I honestly could not tell you what happened in like the last 300 pages because I just could not follow it. I feel like it says a lot about a book when your mind wanders while you're reading it, because if the book is not interesting enough to hold your attention, I don't know what my point was going to be, but this book was not interesting enough to hold my attention. So while I was reading it, I wasn't really following what was going on, because it was A, boring, and B, confusing. I feel like there's too many threads with the plot that I have no idea what's going on. I feel like Sarah J Maas is trying to do what Susan Dennard did with the Truth Witch series, where she's like, there's all this stuff happening, but she's sort of holding all the cards to her chest, but that loses its effect when the readers don't know what's going on. And what I mean by that is, like, Aelin had all this stuff planned out for sacrificing herself basically to Maeve, and she didn't reveal it to most of the characters, and it's not revealed to us until after something, as a bit of a plot twist to say, oh, and then there's this, like with Manon having the word keys, for example, like with Aelin marrying Rowan in secret. And I feel like it's a lot of telling and not showing, and I don't enjoy that in a book. I'm just finding it really difficult to follow. Like, there's all this stuff going on with Elena, which I don't understand. And I feel like I'm being stupid because I'm not following it. But I also feel like it's not being explained very well. I'm not entirely sure what Maeve, like, wants. Like, I don't understand what her end goal is. I just have sort of got the gist that she's insane, and that's all I really understand about her. Like, does she just want world dominance? Like, I don't understand what she wants. I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on, and I feel like I'm being really dumb because it shouldn't be this complicated, but I feel like it's overly complicated, and I'm really sad about it. Like, I really wanted to enjoy this book, especially because I did really, really enjoy Queen of Shadows, but I just can't fathom what's going on. I just don't get it. I feel like, as well, what I am really looking for in this book, or like in this series in general, but in this book in particular, what I feel like I was looking for was relationships and romance and developments with the relationships. And I feel like because there's so many characters and there's so many people being coupled up, it's really hard to kind of root for anyone, because there's just so many people, and I don't know, I just don't like any of them in particular, which sucks. Like, I'm happy when I see the couples get together, but at the same time, I feel like it's very impersonal because there's so many people. And I don't know as well if it's because it's written in third person. When I compare it to ACOTAR, for example, because that's written in first person, I feel like it's a lot more personal, and there are less characters in that, but I don't know. I feel like this is just never going to be like a 5-star series for me. Like, none of the books I think have the potential to be 5 stars, unfortunately. Like, it's all very mid. I'm just so disappointed by it. And it's made me very apprehensive to read Tower of Dawn, which I now know is going to be on my TBR for the next 2 months. I'm very apprehensive to read it. I was talking to my friend Abby when I was reading this and saying how I'm kind of bored by it and I just don't really care about what's happening. And she told me, like, well, you're gonna hate Tower of Dawn then. And I'm just like, oh god, like, I'm really gonna hate Tower of Dawn, aren't I? I'm gonna try my best to make my way through it and understand what's going on and care about the characters. But I feel like if at book 5 in the series I'm not caring about what's going on, why am I reading the series? But I want to read the series. I want to say I've read like all of Sarah J Maas's books, because she is genuinely one of my favourite authors. But do I just really like ACOTAR and really like Crescent City? If, you know, like, I feel like I can't say she is a favourite author of mine if I'm not loving everything she's written. But at the same time, like, I do see her very critically as a reader. I know she's not perfect. I know she's not the best writer. I just really enjoy the stories she tells, but I'm just not enjoying this. So it does suck. I did kind of like seeing the characters and the stories from the Assassin's Blade sort of weave their way into here, and I feel like I had forgotten a lot of what had happened in the Assassin's Blade, because I definitely, like, these characters would show up and I'm like, I have no idea who this is meant to be. And then there would be a little bit of a recap in a couple of sentences to sort of say, oh yeah, that must have been from that story in the Assassin's Blade. Do I remember what Aelin did for them? Absolutely not. So, yeah. I am intrigued to see what's going to happen in Kingdom of Ash, especially considering Aelin has been captured by Maeve and is, like, on death's door after being whipped. Rowan has gone to find her. So I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen there. But in terms of the end of the series and the end of the plot, like how it's all going to conclude, I have a pretty good idea that it's going to be a happy ending. It's Sarah J Maas. She doesn't do high stakes. You know, she likes to sort of play it off like, oh yeah, like this main character is on death's door. It's probably going to die. Oopsie, they're alive again. You know, she doesn't do high stakes. She doesn't do killing her main characters, does she? So, yeah, I don't know if that is what makes me put off by it as well, because I know everything's going to be okay in the end. And I would love to be proved wrong. I would love to be proved wrong. I don't think I'm going to be, though, unfortunately. So, yeah, I don't really think I have much else to say about the book. 3.5 stars, very mid, very disappointed. Just did not hold my attention as much as I wanted it to, sadly. And I know that's probably partially on me. Like, I did have a lot going on this month. I was trying to read too many books at once at one point as well. So that obviously took away my attention from it. But yeah, I'm very disappointed. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog. I hope you enjoyed it and seeing my thoughts on Emperor of Storms. If you've read the book, which I really hope you have, if you've gotten to the end of the video, please let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. Try and avoid anything too spoilery, obviously, just in case anyone clicks on the video and scrolls straight to the comments, I guess. But do feel free to drop me a message on any of my socials to talk about the book if you want to, and let me know your thoughts in more detail, because I'd love to have someone explain the plot to me more than anything. Yeah, I honestly, I have no idea what the fuck was going on. That's another thing to add, actually. It feels like it was just set up for the final book. I feel like it was getting people in the right place and not a lot actually happened in terms of the plot advancement and character development itself. I feel like it was just getting people in the right place. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you thought of this book, because yeah. And if you enjoyed this book, if you gave it 5 stars, if you love the Throne of Glass series, please tell me what about it you love, because I'm really, really struggling as a Sarah J Maas fan to enjoy this book and enjoy this series, and it sucks. It really does suck. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the book for now. So you will see the Tower of Dawn, yeah, that's the book, that's the name of the book, vlog a lot sooner than this one came after Queen of Shadows, because Tower of Dawn is on my March and April TBR. I will be reading it probably in April at this point. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, it will be coming soon, relatively soon, depending on obviously how quick I edit this vlog, but it will be coming relatively soon compared to like the gaps between some of the other vlogs in this little series I've been doing. Let me know if you think I'm gonna enjoy it based on my reactions to Emperor of Storms, because I am scared. I am scared. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna really hate it. Anyway, enough talking. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of the book. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please do consider subscribing. I post a new video every single week. And that is it from me today, guys. Bye.